Yo, what up, guys? Pardon this. This is from the first. This is from the first time I recorded this. Welcome to my draw of life, from Sneals. So, yeah. Hold on. I should probably save this for later. What? Save it to downloads. Okay. Yeah, that'll be the thumbnail for the video. So it all started off on a foggy, rainy day at a hospital called Friendly Hospital, and I went in there, and then I came out of there, and I was a baby. And let the record show that I wasn't actually the first quarantine with blonde hair. That was probably Rad, even though I'm older by 7 years or so. Rad's only 11. I kind of looked like that when I was a baby. I had orange fuzzy hair, and it sucked. So I'm glad that I got my drip up as I got older, because now I kind of look like this. Yeah, I kind of look like this now. So, oh, hold on. Without the thing in the middle of my head. Hold on. I don't like that. Yeah, I kind of look like this, and I've got hair that's kind of like that. Yeah. And so this whole scene took place in the state of Illinois, and Illinois's got like kind of this shape going on. And I was born over in the western part, not Chicago. I was born 3 hours outside of Chicago in the middle of nowhere. Either way, eventually I made the great travel all the way from here in Illinois. This is Iowa right here. I guess Iowa's more like this, but either way, this is Iowa. I made the great trek all the way up here to the kingdom of Milwaukee, which kind of looks like this. Don't disturb me while I'm drawing. So that's where I live now. And I live kind of a normal life, you know. I'm a pretty normal guy. I go to school and stuff, but one thing that people always thought of me weird for was I've always had this pet frog, and the pet frog, I really like him, and he's like my best friend and stuff. And so I mean, we go for walks on the bike together. I've taken him all across the great nation of Milwaukee, you know, Bayview, Atkinson, you know, that type of vibe. I've taken him all across the world, you know, and so we've gotten pretty close. And so this gets pretty weird when all of a sudden a portal opens up, you know, and my frog friend, he jumps in, you know, he goes zoop 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 zoop, you know, and he ends up in the portal, you know. And so this frog, he's kind of my only friend in the whole wide world. And so I was like, well, what else could I do but go in there with him, you know. So I walk in there, you know, cool hair in tow. And I go into the portal to go after my pet frog, because he is the one person that understands me, and I don't want him to leave. So this is the part of the video where we're going to be switching to the marker, because now, you know, I got transported there, and it was just pretty weird overall, you know, bad vibes. There was like a big tree, and there was a lot of strange creatures, you know, that would fight me. Oh yeah, I like how this looks. There's a big tree and there's a bunch of things. And I really couldn't do anything. So I eventually, you know, I was just walking around looking for my pet frog because, you know, we're separated at this point. And this is when I found a big tank with a bullets coming out of it sometimes when I decide to shoot it. Okay, and this tank, I get inside of it and it introduces itself as a tank named Sophia. Okay, and so I get into the tank and I'm just I'm driving around shooting at these evil creatures that that keep on attacking me, and you know, that type of thing. And I eventually, you know, I find this like strange girl. You know, hold on. Let me depict the scene a little bit better. So this is me. You know, just kind of a normal guy. Just kind of lived an average life before this. Okay, and then but then there's this like strange girl and she's sleeping, so we're gonna make her eyes Z's. And I think she also has yellow hair, you know, but I don't, whatever. And so, but she's sleeping, but I'm like, hey, have you seen my frog? And she's like, yes, he's right here. And so I got my frog back, but now the issue is, how do I get home? And it turns out that I have to like help this person because some crazy, strange stuff is happening. And so I have to like go into like caves and stuff, get out of my tank and go into caves and stuff. And yeah, and then it turns out that like this strange like purple creature came out of nowhere, and he was like, hey, I'm stealing your tank. And so he steals Sophia and makes it into a purple tank. So this is kind of what Sophia looks like now. And so, you know, I'm kind of at the lowest point in my life, and that's when I find a new tank, and I'm like, shoot, that's super cool. And then I go to the you know, the kind of the spot, and I have a big showdown with the evil version of Sophia and my new tank, who is called Sophia Zero. And I totally destroy this thing, you know? Boom! 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 So then I go back to nowhere, or go back to normal land with my frog. And the girl, she's probably also there, I'm not sure, I don't really remember. And that's when I started my YouTube channel, Sneals Too Big. And so that is like kind of the whole story of my life, and I've been waiting until we get 1 million subscribers to tell it. And so since we finally just hit 1 million subscribers, I'm going to make my video. So this is kind of the story of my life. I'm sure a lot of people have been wondering. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, Sneals out.